Hey everyone, and Happy New Year! We are back with another update video, and by we, of course, I mean with me as always is Corey. Say hi, Corey.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Happy New Year.
So let's just dive in. We've got a pretty big list of things we've been working on and accomplished so far with DaemonClaw, obviously still focusing very heavily on the Megadrive version for now. The first thing is, and future me will be splicing in footage directly from the Megadrive version via an emulator. We got the menu system fully working, including adding some new options, and the coolest thing is the character select, the way that's built into the splash screen. So left and right will pick the character player one is playing as, and then up and down will go up and down through the actual menu options. And of course the second playable character, not only can you play as that character in one player mode, but there's the real cool tag team mode that you'll be able to play where it's only one player on screen at a time, but you can swap back and forth between who's playing to let the other player's character regain health points. And in other non-gameplay related screens that we've gotten done, there's the little cinematic with the wizard that happens between most of the levels. We got that working, and then Corey did his usual ass-kicking job with upgrading the game over screen, which hopefully future me has edited in at the right time here as well.
Yep, now animated. I was never quite happy with the original one, so...
Yeah. And going back to the topic of second selectable characters, we're not ready to show it yet, but we have been working on Gareth. We continue to playtest, send back change requests to NeoFid to just really start perfecting the timing, changing the way a couple of moves work. And we finally designed how the overall magic is going to work for Gareth, especially on level 1, but also in general how it differs from Elric's magic. So all of that continues to take shape. And now to talk about what's actually on the screen. I'll just scroll through here a little bit, but Corey did his usual awesome job updating level 3's graphics and including finally adding little slopes. I had originally designed the level to be completely flat, and Corey made a gorgeous tile set within that limitation, but he really wanted to, which was a really good idea, to add this little bit of variety to make it more natural. With these slight slopes in the level. He got a couple of extra color values in things like the water, which I think looked beautiful.
Yeah, we didn't want giant hills or anything because it is a swamp, but it's nice to mix it up a little bit and add a little visual variety that won't impact the gameplay too much. I also updated the water because originally, I was going for like a dark, murky water, but it just kind of came off like a texture. I had no reflective quality to it necessarily, so I kind of wanted to update that a little bit. And part of what we're dealing with Megadrive is, I think our construct version is the correct pixel width of Megadrive, but it's chopped off to be like a widescreen format. So we're dealing with extra vertical pixels in space. So sometimes I would want to add a little bit to the bottom of the maps in case we do catch that on camera. Same with the boss environments and things like that. So, and
I should say also, we're not going to show this, but Corey did also make some fantastic progress on the actual final art for the level 3 boss fight, which is looking great. And as I think we mentioned in previous update videos, the goal was for the modern version of DaemonClaw to just get as much of the game as quickly as possible functioning to the point where we're very sure, we're very confident of the overall shape and size of everything and the general gameplay, so that Corey can make the final art and so that NeoFid can keep implementing these things, even if it's with placeholder art at first, with a lot of confidence that no work will go into making final art that gets on the cutting room floor because it turns out to not work with gameplay. The good news is we got the level 3 boss working to the degree where with confidence Corey could work on the level 3 final or boss fight final art. That's looking fantastic. And speaking of getting other things working on the modern version, we are at a point now where there's just 2 boss fights and 1 sub-boss fight that are not yet finished. But everything is designed except for the final boss fight up to a high degree, conceptually kind of on paper, And then I'm working right now on getting one of the last, or the last actually, sub-boss fights working and one of the last boss fights working before the final boss. So that's all going pretty smoothly. I think probably before 2 weeks from now, we'll be able to play through the entire modern version of the game with some placeholder art and some not very relevant bugs, as far as we'll still be able to assess and iterate and perfect the gameplay. So that's all going well. And on NeoFid's end, they've been working on getting the level 3 environment fully working and the basic enemies, and they're also working on finishing the programming for the level 2 boss, and they've started on the level 3 boss. And then finally, on the printing side of things, for the stuff that's going to come in the physical versions of the game, there's the printed manual, which we actually, Corey and I, fairly recently made the first rough draft of the entire text, all the pages of the manual. And obviously we'll just keep refining the text as we start adding the graphic design and designing the real pages. And then, if you guys remember, there's going to be 6 collectible trading cards that come in all the boxed versions of DaemonClaw. One of them will be the hero Elric, and then the other ones will be some of the kind of sub-bosses of the different character types or basic enemy types. The thing is, though, we wanted the cards not just to be something pretty to look at with some info on it. We wanted them compatible with a certain popular card game. The problem was neither Corey nor myself ever really played that game, or certainly not enough to be able to design good cards that would be compatible with that game. And luckily I found someone locally who's been playing for many years, if not decades, and they were very interested in helping me make sure that we design the cards in a way that it will be fully compatible, make sense, and be fun. So I should theoretically be visiting with that local expert and getting that underway next week. But yeah, that's about it for what we've been working on lately over the past couple of weeks anyway, and we'll be back sometime in the near future with more updates. Thanks very much for watching.
If you enjoy our content and want to keep up to date on our games, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, if you want to support our projects, consider becoming a patron. The link's in the description, and we'll see you soon.